Hey guys, what's up? It is Monday. Wow, what a day it was today. I called my surgeon to let them know about that my dressing had been removed due to like tossing and turning in bed because I am a tossing and turning person in bed. So it kind of disturbed the uh, the dressing on my hand. So I asked if it was possible that I can go to emergent care to get it rewrapped. The nurse of my surgeon told me it's better if I go up there and they could do it, and then with the because it might be ruptured. They don't know. So I called my dad, who was actually out doing some errands, and I told him. I said they want me to come up there today, 1 o'clock, so they can rewrap it for me because they think they make sure it's not ruptured or whatnot. You want to go there and let them look at it and whatnot. So at first my dad was like, "Well, I'm sure you could drive up yourself." And I'm like, "You probably can, but not a long distance like that because it's about, I'd say about maybe 40, 50 minutes from where I live to where the place is." And I said, "Okay." I called back my surgeon's nurse. So I called back my surgeon's nurse and I told her, my dad's out doing some errands right now, so see if he could take me, but I definitely will definitely make the effort to get there as immediate as possible. So my father calls me back and says, "Yeah." I said, "Why don't you come for the ride with me?" And he's like, "Well, I'm not feeling that great right now, so I'm sure you can go yourself." And I'm like, "Well, you offered to drive me and I don't understand why you can't take me." So he comes home and he says to me, "I wasn't feeling well. I had to use the restroom, but now I'm feeling better." I said, "All right, well, I mean, you know, it'd really be nice if you come along with me, just in case I, driving all that way up there." Uh, of course, I drove really well, believe it or not, with one hand, and then I had my um, hand that had surgery on it with no problem, two fingers, so I was able to hold the wheel. I did a lot of palming the wheel, spinning it, and stuff like that, but I had always had my hand on the wheel all the time. So my father was like, "You know what? You did pretty well considering you're in your situation." I said, "Well, thank you." So I went up there. They looked at it. They cut off the bandage, and my doctor said to me, "You're a restless sleeper, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "When did it happen?" I said, "Well, it happened over the 2 days. I noticed it started getting loose, and then eventually, last night," I told him, "I slept with the sling to make sure it doesn't further come off, and make it secure and whatnot." He says, "Well," I said, "Is it ruptured?" He said, "We really can't tell." He said, "Did you notice it pop?" I said, "Pop like your, I think how he meant like how your finger, how my finger was originally like this out." I said, "I really don't know. I didn't hear a pop or notice anything because I was kind of afraid. I didn't want to move it or anything." So he said, "Well, we really can't tell unless once we take the stitches out and eventually therapy and whatnot to see if it actually goes back to its normal position." I said, "All right, fine." He said, "Well, you already have an appointment in the computer already. There was already scheduled one." I said, "Oh, good." He said, "So when you're on I said, "So on the way out, you'll give me the papers or check out paper." He said, "Yeah, they'll give you the date and whatnot." I said, "Great." I said, "All right." So then he had this nurse come over, this young girl. She wrapped my hand, and he told her how to wrap my hand. This other guy, who actually, I think he's like almost like a physician assistant. He was an older black gentleman. Oh, really nice guy. Both of them were sweet to me. And he said, "Let's get some, do it differently." So they put like a gauze between my pinky and my thumb, and then they wrapped it with the Covitin uh, gauze around it, and then they put this um, like stretchy bandage over it, so hold my fingers together. So now my middle finger, my pinky finger, and my ring finger are held together, and then they took that self-adhesive bandage wrap and they wrapped it around the splint, So this is what it looks like. I was like, why couldn't they do this in the beginning? Because I think they didn't expect me to be a tossing and turning, disrupting sleeper, you know. So if they would have known that, I think they probably would have taken that into consideration. So, but I'm glad. I told my father, I was like, I am so happy they did this. I said, this is what they should have did. But so then, uh, Dad went to the cafeteria. He went downstairs. He was familiar with the building because he went for his surgery. His actual surgeon was for his back was up on the second floor. So he was in the cafeteria. He's like, this place looks familiar. I said, Dad, this is the same place that you got your consultation with your doctor. He says, I thought so. I said, it's the same building. We went to a diner. I was hungry. He ate, but he ate again. He had French fries. I had stuffed chicken with Swiss and broccoli, which was not bad. And he complained about the fries. The fries were kind of, I guess he said pasty. I guess when you have them you have them frozen for a while, they're probably, I wouldn't say old, but they're probably on the way. They've hadn't got a lot of turnaround, probably. Could have been. So I'm home now. I got home before dark, so that's what my hand looks like now. So I have, like I said, I have an appointment next week to have the stitches removed, and I'm glad they fixed the problem, but makes you kind of worry, even if it did rupture. I don't know. I have a feeling it may not. So my doctor says. He said we'll see how you do with the therapy, and if it actually works, and my finger goes back into it. Can't bend it now because there's stitches in it too. It's swollen stitches. But I looked at the stitches and I seen how far they actually went down in my finger. I see if they went like all the way down, like a little past here, all the way up into my finger, and they actually re-sewed the cut that I had that caused the damage. So that's healing really good, and it's not a little tight on my hand, but it's kind of pushing because of the pressure and stuff like that. But other than that, I think they did a good job, making my hand nice and snug and keeping it so I don't do any damage. Now I can move these fingers freely, and of course this, and but it's basically not cutting off my circulation. It's a little painful because it is wrapped around my stitches. So that is it for what happened today. Like I said, I hope everything goes all right. That's all I can hope for. So that's what occurred today, and I'm just glad that my hand's wrapped up properly now. I'm just praying and hoping that everything goes well, and as soon as you know it, back at my surgeon and taking the stitches out, and go from there for therapy, and hopefully everything will turn out great. Now, I only ate once tonight, so I'm going to eat something, maybe just have some eggs, and relax, and that's it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions regarding post surgery on a flexor tendon, just comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching guys. See you soon.